Business Sidekick.
Hello guys, welcome to Business Sidekick. It's Justyna, your favorite host and LiveChat content writer. A couple of months ago, I spoke with Emilia, our sales director, about how to create an ideal customer profile and how to build your outbound sales. Today, I'd like to talk about inbound sales strategy with Jakub Świerczak, our customer success manager, who will share his experience and insights about inbound sales. Enjoy!
Business Sidekick.
Okay, I'm here with Jakub, and hello, Jakub. Can you please tell me something about yourself and your role in LiveChat?
Hi, I'm a customer success manager and LiveChat. I'm taking care of customers' retention and inbound sales. So if you need to implement chat in your website, please feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to help you.
Okay, so today we're talking about how to gain more customers, and we're talking about software as a service companies in particular. And I have impression that it's quite difficult to sell application. And do you know what's the reason of that?
Well, the reason is pretty simple. Each customer is different. So you can sell to the same type of company, but they may use the software in a very different and unique way.
It's all about inbound and outbound, right? So can you tell me something more about it?
The outbound is searching for the customer. So you are actively searching for someone that may not be aware of your company. So searching their contact information from LinkedIn or some emails list, and you are trying to put the foot in the door and give them some information about your company. Inbound is the inbound customers is someone that came to your company on their own. So they found out some information on your website by using the search engine or some articles on your blogs or Quora. Both customers, once they will contact you, the sales path is pretty similar in both cases. So getting the needs of the customer, presenting the product, trying to close the deal, and trying to help the customer achieve their goals. So also not to try some sleazy salesman or sending sand on Sahara.
We already covered Outbound in 8 episodes of Business Sidekick, where I spoke with Emilia Mosiewicz, our sales director. So if you'd like to check it, then you can check it. And now we're talking about how to close a deal with a success. So is there a scenario of a perfect pitch that could help me to do that?
I don't believe in perfect scenarios, but there are a few rules that you can follow which can help you. So the first thing you need to know is the product that you are selling. If you don't know your product from head to toes, then you shouldn't start selling it, because how can you prepare an offer for a customer when you don't know what you're exactly selling? It's like the selling of the sand on Sahara. You can be a good salesman, but if you will but the buyer's remorse will come sooner or later. So if you don't know what you're selling, the customer won't be happy. Then, like I've mentioned earlier, you need to listen to your customer, ask questions, so get to know his needs, and try to prepare the best possible offer for your customer, and then be patient, follow up, and try to close this deal once the customer will be ready to do it.
Okay, so let's repeat. So when customers are reaching you, you said a telephone meeting, right?
In most cases, we want to do it over one telephone meeting. Some customers require some additional presentations, demos. When we are speaking with an enterprise level company, a lot of people are involved in the process. So not only customer support department, but also someone from the IT, marketing, sales, and so on. So there are multiple people on the meeting. And in such cases, we are conducting 1 hour demonstrations of the presentations of the software. It's not 1 hour talking about LiveChat. It's more like 15 minutes speaking about what our software has to offer, and the other 45 is speaking with them what they want to do and how they want to achieve, how we can help them achieve their goals. But in most cases, we want to close the deal over the first contact, so the first phone call. We are also helping ourselves, I'm helping myself with recorded version of the presentation. So if someone is very interested in getting to see our software, getting to know the software before they will start to use it, I'm also sending the link to a video. Once they will review it, we are scheduling a short call to answer some additional questions, and then move forward with the selling process.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday, when we were talking about this interview, you told something quite interesting, that you don't do demos for all customers because sometimes it's not worth your time. All right, it sounds really badly, but maybe you could explain it.
It's a hard truth because it depends on the size of your team. If you have 500 salespeople, then you can you can do demos. You can have one salesperson for one customer that is reaching to you. Our team is relatively small, but we want to also not to waste is bad word, but we want to save our and the customer's time. So the customer may think that they need the 1 hour demo, but like I said, most cases this 50-minute call can close the deal. So instead of booking 1 hour of someone's schedule from both ends, we can do it much faster over the short.
Here's when tutorials, like video tutorials, come in handy, right? All right. So you also said that sometimes it's possible to close a deal during an hour. And I'm wondering if it's possible because, it's application, so it's something really, complex. It's a complex decision. Does it happen often that you can close a deal during an hour?
If you are very lucky, yes. But in most cases, it takes some time. It takes weeks, sometimes months. Like I said, you may be lucky and have customer that is visiting your company from word of mouth. So this is a powerful tool, the word of mouth. So, or they use our software in other businesses and wants to implement a new business. So you can close the deal very quickly. But if it's a new customer ready to implement the chat, you need to be aware that in such cases, deals are closed in weeks because in most cases, some teams needs to be involved. So there's a user of the software, there is someone that will place the software into your environment. So someone from the IT, you need to coordinate all of that. You need to have time for training, setting everything up. So it all takes time. Our system is very simple to place it on a website. In less than 1 day, you can have it up and running for your whole team. But still, even with such simple solutions, if other departments are involved, it needs to take time.
Mm-hmm. And what are the most important questions you always ask your customers that can help you to prepare an offer?
Okay, the most important question is if they have a timeline for this implementation. If they don't have a timeline, that means that it will be a very hard to close this deal because there is no deadline, so they can postpone it in the next few months, few quarters, or few weeks.
Okay, but what do you mean by that? So they're contacting you and telling you that in 2 months they want to choose a live chat, right?
There are a lot of situations when the customer is checking what the market has to offer. So almost 9 times of 10, the customers are contacting us and 5 other companies. So it's not that they want to use us. So if they are contacting us, they definitely want to use LiveChat. They want to check what the market has to offer and then internally decide what is the best offer that they can get from different vendors. And you need to know when they will be ready to make the decision. Because if the customer is talking to you now and they want to start using software in the second quarter of this year, it means that they will forget everything that you told them today in the next month. I don't remember the exact movie that I saw last month, and I did it for pleasure. So you will not remember it because you have different things on your head. So with such customer, you need to then adapt the type of information that you are giving them. Prepare some plan for follow-ups if it's a long sales process, and not take a lot of time to for in this first contact. So not spend 2 hours of demoing the software, because like I said, they will probably forget everything in the next few weeks. So you still need to repeat the same thing to them. So it's better first to give them some bullet points, some information that they can easily return to, and be their point of contact. So be in constant contact with them, and so we will know when you are ready to move forward.
Mm-hmm. So here are the time frames. Is there anything else you should know?
Well, the needs, so the way that they want to use the software is also the basics. So especially with software, when you are selling software, there are different plans that you are offering, different features available in each plan. So if you will know the needs of the customer, you can prepare the best plan for them. So this is another thing that you need to know. Also, you need to know if this person that you are contacting is a decision maker. So if you are not speaking with the decision maker, it's very good to add him or her into the communication. So ask about the decision maker. So once you will be close to the deadline, to the closing process, you will have the decision maker say, okay, let's move forward, and avoid this middleman in this process. And finally, the hardest question, so the question about the budget. It's not to know the exact numbers in the budget. So you don't need to know if the customer has $1,000 to spend on your software. It's good to know if they have it planned in their company's budget. So if there is a plan to place this software, to add the software in the budget, then you know that it won't be an obstacle. If they don't have it in the budget, that means that it may be a big roadblock somewhere along the road, because it may be that the account team will say, hey, we don't have money for that, we need to wait. So it's also something that is worth knowing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now when we have all do's or of a successful pitch, what are the don'ts?
Don't overpromise. So if you don't have something, tell that you cannot do it. Try to understand why someone wants to use the software in this particular way. Maybe there is an alternative, but if someone is interested in your solution, avoid saying that you have everything they need, because sooner or later they will find out that there is something lacking there, and they won't be happy. Like I said at the beginning, try to avoid being the sleazy salesman, so trying to push it on all costs. The buyer's remorse is a powerful thing, and with a software, tools like a software, when you can stop paying for the software in a matter of few seconds, you want the customer to receive the right tool to use. So this is the biggest don't that you should avoid. And also avoid constant talking on your end. So listen, and once again, listen, and just add few questions into this conversation. This is something that I had to learn on my own, because I love to talk with.
Yeah, you're a talker. I can say that.
Yeah, and it's easy to bore the other on the other end, especially when you are not seeing them. So if you are connecting via like Skype or any other tool, you don't seeing them yawing or sleeping. So yeah, it's also very important.
Okay, so thanks a lot for this chat. And here's the last question, because I'm pretty curious. How long did it take, the longest, for you to close a deal?
Somewhere around 8 months. 8 or 9 months, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a very long deal, but it was a great customer. And we had some forms to be filled, some technical documentation to send to them. So a few people from our team helped me with that, and it was a team effort. So thanks to them and thanks to us being patient, they choose us and they told us that because we've stand the ground to be fought with all the forms, all the questions, all the problems that they had, they choose us and they want to use us for a very long time.
I'm so sorry, but I do have another question, and I promise it's the last one. But you said that they had some requirements, and I think it happens really often that when you're working for a software application company, your customers will want you to provide or create features especially for them. And do you think that it's a good way of building your product, listening to your customers?
Listening to the customers is always a good thing to do. Your customer may have some great ideas on how to enhance your product, make it better. But in the same time, you need to draw a line somewhere, because if you want to add features for each customer, that means that you need to have a huge team that will do it, which is costly, or your current team will stop improving your software because they will be busy adding features based on the request. So you need to think globally. If you have a lot of customers, you need to think about the customer's base and what is better for most of them. But in the same time, listening to the customers and what their ideas is something that is really worth to do. We have a list of the features requests from our customers. It's shared with our development team. We are talking with our development team about those features requests. If they think that it's something there is worth adding to the list, they are doing it. But again, you need to think about the scale. So think about all of your customers, your current customers, and how you can make their life easier. And then if also you can help some new customer add something cool to your software, why not?
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you very much for this chat.
Thank you. It was a wonderful talk.
Woo-hoo!
Business Sidekick.
That's it for today. Thank you for listening. I hope you liked this episode of Business Sidekick. For more episodes, check our website livechatinc.com/podcast and hit the subscribe button on SoundCloud or iTunes for more goodies. And remember, be realistic about your products, because if you sell a dream, your customer support will service the nightmare. Hear you in 2 weeks. Take care.
This podcast was brought to you by LiveChat.